Hello students, today I am going to explain you the 9th chapter of Honeycomb. The name of the chapter is A Bicycle in Good Repair by Jerome K. Jerome. Objectives of the chapter are to test their previous knowledge about riding a bicycle, to make them use new words in speaking and writing, to test the students' ability to comprehend, to test students' understanding of the text. New words used in the chapter are violently, means in a violent manner. For example, they attacked violently. Dissuade, turn away from by persuasion. Negative campaigning will only dissuade people. Solemnly means in a grave and sedate manner. The judge sat there solemnly. Fork, the act of branching out or dividing into branches. She forked her fingers. Triumph, a successful ending of a struggle or contest. The agreement was a triumph for common sense. Disheveled, meaning extremely disorderly. Her clothing was disheveled. Key points of the chapter are: the author agrees to a man to go on a long bicycle ride. Next day, the man comes late in the morning and starts shaking author's bicycle violently. The author doesn't understand why he does so. The author gets irritated but only observes quietly. The man sends the author to bring a hammer to repair the front wheel. When the author comes back, he sees the man sitting on the ground with the front wheel between his legs. The remnant part of the machine was lying on the gravel path. The man then unscrews something and out rolls some dozen or so little balls. Then the man takes off the gear case, even though author tries to dissuade him. At once the author feels to kick the lunatic man out of the gate, but he is too emotional that he can't hurt anyone. Finally, they start to put everything at its own place, but due to missing some balls and screws, the machine really wobbles. At the end, the man gets himself hurt and author sends him home back. The summary of the chapter: one of the friends of the author suggested that the two should go for a bicycle ride the next day. The author reached the place half an hour before his friend and was waiting for him in the garden. The author's friend inquired about his bicycle and then gave it a shake, holding its front wheel and the fork. After a while, the man took out the front wheel of the cycle while the author was away for a while looking for a hammer. Then what happens? The bicycle inspection and its repair work starts. The author insisted on putting on the various parts of the cycle in place, but his friend wanted to check the front wheel. He unscrewed something and from somewhere around a dozen of ball bearings came out. His friend insisted that the author must collect all of them, else the bicycle might not be resorted to its old condition. The author collected around 16 of them and kept them in his hat. The author's friend now started taking off the gear case. The author warned him not to mess up with the gear case, but his friend said that nothing is as easier as taking off the gear case. He took it off easily, but had a nightmare while fixing it back to its place. His bicycle, which was until now in good condition, was now lying scattered, divided in many parts. Author wanted to stop his friend from causing further troubles, but he admits that he is weak at hurting others. Then it was the time for the chain, which he tightened to an extent that it stopped moving. He then loosened it until it became twice as loose as it was before. Hard work to collect the parts. After applying his tricks on the cycle, author's friend seemed to be contented and now wanted to put all the pieces back into their place. It took a lot of time and a great effort. The process revealed that his friend was inexperienced and knew nothing about repairing a bicycle. After struggling for many hours, his friend was able to somehow fix the different parts of the bicycle. The author took him to his back kitchen where his friend cleaned himself, and then the author sent him back to his home. So students, through this chapter, the author had tried his bicycle. It was fit for running. However, he remarked that bicycle goes a little stuffy after lunch. His friend mistook the remark. He got ready to set it right. He took off the front wheel of the bicycle. He got all of its ball bearings out. 5 of the balls got lost when he was refixing the wheel. He accepted that it would make a serious difference to the machine. Here in this chapter, students, the author's friend pretended to be an expert on bicycles. He took the bicycle by the front wheel. He shook it violently. The author forbade him to do so. Then the friend proceeded with the improvement of the bicycle. The author asked his friend to stop it. It had no effect on his friend. The friend declared that the bearings were all wrong. The author asked him not to trouble about it anymore. The friend did not pay any heed to his request. The author felt like kicking his friend out of the house. He tried to stop him from taking off the gearbox, but his friend did not accept the author's advice. The cycle was fully destroyed. The author was sad at heart. However, he made a realistic remark that he appreciated his friend's confidence and hopefulness. Thank you, students. I hope you have understood the chapter. For better understanding, read the chapter thoroughly. Thank you once again.